All right, welcome everyone. We are at 3 o'clock here on the East Coast, so I will go ahead and kick off this week's webinar. Uh, the questions I had this week were in parallel with somebody who was reluctant to join the group, saying that they were hoping for uh, more leads and that they would spend time if it resulted in business, more business as opposed to necessarily learning how to run a business or build foundations of a business that would in turn lead to more clients. But I took it with how can we attract more people that we can get in front of for the purpose of listing property and selling that property or signing buyers. So what we're doing today is we're going to do a closer look at Alex Ramosi's core four. There's four ways to outreach or four ways to market. It's kind of segregated in the middle or separated between people you know, people you don't yet know, one-to-one or private communications, and one-to-many and public communications. So the four buckets that falls into: warm outreach, cold outreach, posting content, and running paid ads. So we're going to start obviously with the one-to-one and warm and go through the four, give some examples of each, things that we can put into place today, things that we can do to have these things build upon each other, because really they're not exclusive of each other. They can work together, and if done so properly, will really help to get the marketing machine going, get you in front of more warm leads. One thing I want to highlight here, that as somebody who sells real estate, there are three ways to increase revenue. There's a higher list price, higher purchase price for buyers, so you can work at a higher price point. You can have the same clients you have multiple sales. So think of investors, think of people who might be buying second, third properties. So that might go hand in hand with a different price point. And then third, there might be higher frequency of sales. So they might not be buying multiple properties, but you might take more listings, sell more property. So if you look at that list, you might be saying, all of those seem difficult. So yes, they might be, but is there a way to focus on one or another that hand in hand with outreach might make sense? So that might be a different list price, or that might be bringing in more listings, or the type of buyer seller that you have who are buying and selling more property. So we're going to talk generic examples today. If you're looking to craft messages in each one of these buckets that is specific for your business, specific to your core clients, feel free to message me, and I'm happy to walk through it with you, brainstorm it, and come to some messaging, come to some ideas as how you can do this effectively. So when we talk about mastering the four marketing channels, marketing is fairly simple when you break it down, but it is not easy. So the things we're going to talk about are not hard to do, but sometimes it might make you feel uncomfortable when we talk about cold outreach. It might not be difficult in terms of like math equation difficult, but it might be difficult to get in front of the right audience at the right times, leading to conversations that hopefully convert. So, what if I told you that mastering just these four channels could double your leads, even in tough market like this, even in a changing, shifting market? So today we're going to break it down so you can walk away with actionable tactics right away to drive business through your marketing. If you've struggled with how to get your message to the right people, you're not alone. This is something I've struggled with in real estate, in my consulting business, in kind of business in general. It's something you have to test. You have to understand where your energy, your time, and your money are going, and what the return on those things are, and constantly improve them over time. Something that worked last week, last month, last year is not guaranteed to work going forward. So understanding what works, why, and being able to scale it or change it when necessary. Um, so we're talking about Alex's four main buckets here. We're going to start with warm outreach, one-to-one. These are the people that you know, reaching out privately to people who already know you, they already trust you. We all have a phone. Most of us have a CRM. We, including myself here, don't do a good job of staying in contact with those people. So this is where everyone must start. This is for today. coming up with a process or system to connect with everyone in your phone, everyone in your CRM, everyone in your Gmail, your Outlook, whatever you have, getting messaging to everyone. That message is going to be different based on what you're selling, what your expertise is, what your market is, who your core client is. We've all heard it before. Your network is your net worth. But really, how often are we tapping into that warm network? It's not, for lack of a better term, all that sexy to reach out to people you know, but it is something that we, for the most part, as a whole, are undervaluing and underutilizing. So, um, chances are we're not doing enough within people that we already know. So having tried and true systems for reaching those groups, that group. When explaining the follow-up tactics and leveraging your inner circle, frame everything as a solution to a challenge that they're facing. We'll talk a little about referrals later, but are you facing X in this market? Here's how I can help. For example, by setting a weekly goal of 10 week of warm contacts, which is low, you're not only staying top of mind, but you're also laying the groundwork for consistent referrals. Because even if it's somebody who's not ready to buy or sell property today, they may think of you when somebody asks them. They may think of you 6 months, 9 months, 2 years down the line. It's like, oh yeah, this is the person who has sent me emails, whether it's a newsletter type thing or it's personalized. So after after listing, after trying these things, attempting to get new listings, new buyers, think who are the top three people in your network you can reach out to this week. Write their names down right now, and just commit just to those three or three types of individuals you want to reach out to. Again, people will say, "I don't know anybody." You've got a phone. There's numbers in that phone. You got an email. At the very least, there are people who live in your building, live on your street, live in your neighborhood, live in your zip code. There are ways to reach out to people you know within those communities. So start there. Follow up with past clients. That's another easy thing to do. Text, call, email past buyers or sellers, check in on their current situation, and mention current market opportunities. An example of that. Hi, Joe. I hope you're loving your new house, apartment, condo, property we sold. Wanted to share that this fall market has been amazing for sellers, which might not be the case, so you want to tailor that. Let me know if you've thought about making a move or have any real estate questions. You want this language to be as true to your messaging and as true to the type of selling that you're doing. So they know it's coming from you. It's not just something that you're sending out to everybody in your phone at once, that it is a true one-to-one message. When we talk about outreach, there's generally four additional buckets that we're going to be talking about. There's live or in person. So the one-to-one, that's over coffee. That can be door knocking. That can be just a regular conversation. There's mail. There's phone calls as well as digital by phone. There's text, email, apps for a lot of this stuff. So think in terms of each, and as you move down that ladder, the rate of success gets higher. If you're talking to somebody one-on-one, the chances of them engaging that conversation are better than sending them a text or sending them a WhatsApp message. So keeping that in mind. It also takes a lot more effort to go talk to somebody in person. It might schedule or it might be awkward. So you want to consider all those things and try all four out. Again, see for your energy, your time, what your best returns are. We talk about leveraging your inner circle as friends, family, colleagues for referrals. This is where that uncomfortable piece might come in. It's like, well, I don't want to talk to my family about this. Um, they might not be the ones buying or selling, so referrals are something you may want to talk to them. I'm looking to help more families like yours. If you know anyone considering buying or selling, I'd love to assist them. Again, craft this language so it's in your image, you're comfortable saying it, you're comfortable typing it, you want it to go to everybody in your phone. So what do you want it to say? You also want to consider, and this is a completely different topic, so I'll just say it now and I'll put it down for a future agenda item. Connect with top referral partners and teach them how to properly refer you. Some of the most influential people that I've met in real estate and in marketing in general, they don't bother to reach out to their end consumer, whether it's business to business or business to consumer. They have very strong relationships with referral partners, and that's who they reach out to. So the real estate example would be, let's say, landscapers in your market. You have a campaign that targets all of the landscaping companies. Well, why landscaping companies? Well, you might find out that when you talk to the person who runs those companies, that they get hired when people are thinking about selling their home, or that they are working for a specific area, an affluent set of homes that you want to get in front of. And that the relationship they have with the owners of these properties is one where they are asked, hey, Mr. Landscaper, I love the work that you've done. We're thinking about selling our property. Can you also do this? That at that point they can say, hey, if you're thinking about selling your home, you need to reach out to Joanne because she's amazing. She knows this neighborhood. She would be the best agent for you. Or, Mr. Landscaper, we would like somebody to come give us some ideas about how we can upgrade our house. So when we're thinking about selling in a year or two, we will have the renovations done, things like that. So the landscaper is one example. There's obviously attorneys. There are lots of other professionals that would, accountants, divorce attorneys to be specific. There's lots of niche areas where you can introduce your services to referral partners. They can properly refer. You can tell them what they should be saying to these end line users, end line buyers and sellers, that they're going to actually pick up the phone and call you when it's time. So actionable takeaways for warm outreach. Create a weekly goal of reaching out to 10 plus. I went low with that. That can be 100, that can be that can be 50, it can be 200 in your warm network. Put time on your calendar. Put it on if it's a to-do list, which I don't love, but an upgraded to-do list, a calendar. Set time each day to do this. There is no better way to market than exhausting your CRM, your phone, people that people that know and trust you. And that might also include getting people into this list. So it might be getting from the next bucket, cold outreach, into the warm, and so forth. So if it's a small bucket, you say, well, I only got 22 people on my phone and I've got 5 people in my CRM. I don't have a CRM, I just keep an Excel contact sheet. Fine, start there. Start with those 27 and build a way to get people from the next bucket, cold, into the warm. The way for cold outreach to happen will be our third topic for today. I'm going to go ahead and skip down now to the one-to-many, the post content. One-to-many, it's a warm audience. So think of that as social content. There's, again, no cost here. So you're posting to people who probably know you. This is a different bucket than the warm outreach. It's a little bit larger, but it's also a group that you can one-on-one outreach to. We didn't talk much about, but who follows you on social, any of the channels. But now you're posting one-to-many. So you're posting content to that large group. You're sharing publicly with those who already follow or trust you. Your social isn't just a platform. Think of it as your storefront, and every post is kind of like an open house. When was the last time your followers saw you as the go-to expert in real estate? That should be the starting point in all of this. If it's been a while, they might be looking elsewhere, because this stat is the one that freaks me out the most about in real estate, is that each consumer, buyer, seller, knows between 9 and 12 real estate professionals. So even if you're doing a good job of staying in front of them, keeping top of mind, there are still 8 to 11 competitors that they know of or that they have in their network that they may make referrals to, or they may refer. So you want to be ahead of on the top of that list. Ways to do that, share a client success story, answer common questions, solicit questions, answer them in different formats, text, videos, images, whatever you're comfortable with. Try them all. Again, beta test them, A/B test them, put them out there, see what gets the best results. Don't do one and say, well, I got 2 likes, I'm never doing this again. You have to be consistent. Same with all of these buckets. Consistency is important. Think of one question your audience is asking right now that you could answer in a post this week. So commit to doing that. And you can think of content as not just a one and done. It can be repurposed. There can be long form and short form, multiple short forms that are turned into a longer piece. Get creative with that. I'm not going to go into all of that here, but I'm happy to work with you if you're interested in kind of brainstorming what that process looks like. Just examples, storytelling is very powerful. highlight success stories again, past clients that might be inspirational to your audience. Of if they are in that bucket, how hearing a story of someone similar to them got to the goals they wanted